So I was going through my box of watches and watch parts and tools, and I came across this watch in my watch box, which I forgot I had. Um, I bought this maybe 3 years ago. I was looking for vintage Fortis watches and some vintage Oris, and came across this watch, which is actually a fake vintage watch. I didn't realize it at the time, but after getting it and noticing some weird things about it, I did some research, and I guess it's fairly common for these fake vintage watches. This came from India. You can see there the Fortis symbol and wording is not is off center there. Also, I think the 17 jewel shockproof, it's not quite in the right spot. But anyway, I just remembered I had this story to tell after seeing the watch in the box I forgot about. Um, I'll try it on here just for the heck of it. I'll be doing a video on this in a few days. It's a watch I really regret buying, but I'll talk about that later. You zoom back out here. So, oh, you know what? It only winds one way. If I try and wind it the other way, I'm unscrewing the crown from the watch case. So, but it does actually kind of work. Has an acrylic crystal. The guy I bought this from accused me of trying to like steal the watch from him. I said, hey, I'll ship it back to you. I really don't want this thing. I have no use for it. I'm never going to wear it. He offered me like $4 to ship it back to India for $4. I said, I can't even ship it across my own state or to the next city over for $4. So anyway, he just ended up refunding me my money, and I still have this thing, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Also, the laser engraving on the back. I don't think they had that back in the 60s or whenever this watch is supposed to be from. So I'll try it on here real quick. You guys have any ideas for what I should do with this watch? Just put them in the comments. Like I said, I didn't even wear this thing. I think if I remember correctly, if I try to tighten it, something snapped off on it. I don't know. Like I said, I just threw it in a box. So I guess the size would be okay. It's kind of a cool looking watch, which is why I bought it. For reference, my wrist is 6.5 inches. Zoom back in here. There's some detail on the dial here. Yeah, it's got circular shape in the center there. Actually, I went on eBay today to see if they're still out there. And these watches are still out there. It's the same case. Same Fortis text and symbol on there. So this is 17 jewel shockproof. I think this is 15 or 20 bucks on eBay right now. I'll show you the case back here. So it's the same case back. Fingerprints on there. The picture. Anyway. Yeah, it's very similar case back. Also, something funny here. Let me zoom back out. See the picture of the movement here? It's got a plastic movement holder. I'm not an expert, but I don't think watches from the 60s had, Swiss watches from the 60s had a plastic movement holder. So, actually, I'm going to try and take the case back off of this. I think there was a little area on here. I haven't messed around with this too much, so hopefully I don't stab myself with this. Probably should have tried this off camera first. Come on. There we go. Success. Oh, look at that. Looks just like the picture I showed you. It's got the same plastic movement holder. So there must be a factory somewhere where they're making these. Also, there was another one on here I was looking at before. The listing's been removed, but there's quite a bit of corrosion on that gear there. So it's obviously a manual wind. Remember doing some research on these a few years ago when I first received this watch, and I believe this is an actual Swiss movement that they're cloning. But anyway, just more of a public service announcement. If you guys see these watches on eBay, they're not real watches. It's a fake watch. So anyway, thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.